Alright guys, back to part 2 of the Lori gene. So, I'm going to jump right into this. We're going to jump into the next animal, and we're going to just talk about some differences between super lories, cinnamon lories, etc. So, hang on, let's have some fun. Alright guys, so we haven't gone into a lot of different combos yet with the Lori gene. We're really pushing hets. So, we have the normal Lori. We have a pastel Lori. Both of those we have in both het albino as well as het, VPI exanthic, and genetic stripes, so double het versions. We're hoping to produce both, if not this year, definitely by next year for sure. We have, like I said, pastel Lori, we have enchi Lori, we have cinnamon Lori, and now I'm going to show you the supers, okay? So I have a super Lori male. I'm going to show you him, and then I'm going to show you his sibling, which is a cinnamon Lori, side by side, and I'm going to show you the difference in the two. Now, both these animals are right around 600 grams. Matter of fact, the super Lori is breeding this year. The cinnamon Lori will not be a breeder, and I'm going to explain why. You'll see why. But as you can, like I told you with what some of the pairings we're doing, we are definitely trying to not only confirm whether or not Lori and het red exanthic are allelic or the same thing. We know they're allelic, but whether they're the same thing or not, that we'll hopefully find out. But we're also going to try and push Orange Dream and Calico and Coral Glow into this project this year. So let me go ahead and grab the super, and I'll grab another cinnamon Lori. Like I said, they're like the same size, so it'll be great to show you side-by-side comparisons. And then you can get an idea of a little bit more what this gene does. Alright guys, so here we go. First things first, a little bit of stuck shed right here on the super Lori, so ignore that. We'll just look at the rest of the animal as far as color goes. You can already see the difference in the color though. You see how this is almost exanthic? It is silver and black and very rich. And then you look over at this animal, it is not going in shed. It is, like I said, almost brown and green. The difference as well. See the pattern on this one? Pattern is all crazy, comes up and over the back. And then you got the cinnamon Lori, has this stripe going down its back. Okay, so these are a couple definite differences with these animals. The alien heads, or sorry, the heads themselves, pretty similar. This one's a little bit lighter than this one, but for the most part, they're pretty much the same. The eye stripes come up and over on this animal. Let me zoom in here real quick. Alright, so the eye stripes come up and over on this animal. You can see them, they're really pronounced. See if I can back that, there you go. Whereas this animal, they do come up and over, but they're not as pronounced. So, cinnamon Lori, super Lori. So, you can see the color difference. So let me get a shed version next to the difference in the color. Big difference. So now, what we did have happen with these boys, the cinnamon Lori, I'll show you down here on the end, does have multiple kinks. This is, let me see if I can zoom out here. Sorry guys, trying to do this with one person. Let me put the super back real quick. Alright, so this is the cinnamon Lori. And as you can see across the back here, there are multiple kinks. Let me see if I can, there you go. Now when this animal was hatched, we saw all that, and we said to ourselves, you know, we're going to feed it, see if it can pass, you know, stool, and see if it'll live and go from there. And it does just fine. But it does have multiple kinks. Now, here's our issue. We're not going to breed this animal. It is a pet. It's my daughter's pet. She loves it to death. And we're just going to leave him as a pet. We have his mother, who's the cinnamon Lori. That's what we're going to stick with. So, I don't believe that this was caused by, you know, basically a super form of the 8-ball complex. Not that it couldn't, but we did have a lot of incubation issues last year. Not the 21 season, the year prior. This boy was not hatched this year. So last season, before we used our new incubator, we had a lot of incubation issues. And we had multiple animals come out, kinks, missing eyes, etc. So this I believe to be an incubation problem, not a problem with the super form or the allelic form. But as you see, he does very well. He's chunky, eats well, passes stool, sheds perfectly fine. Really great animal. But I did want to note that we did get this kinking problem. So now I don't have any duckbill issues with these. I would say his snout might be a little bit shorter than normal. That may be something to do with the super or the allelic form. But I don't have any duckbill issues. There's no underbite or anything like that. So definitely a great animal to produce. And the Lori gene is amazing. Alright guys, so hopefully that helps you out with the Lori gene a bit. Again, this year we've got some plans to make some Orange Dream combos with Lori, Calico with Lori, Coral Glow, Lesser, and Het Red Xanthic. If the males get up to size and our females are prepared, we're going to try and shoot for albino Loris, as well as Xanthic and genetic stripe Loris. And now I just remembered the one final animal I forgot to show you, which is very important. I'm going to grab that animal and show you really quick. And that's this girl right here. This is a female pastel Lori black pastel het for albino. I'm going to try and darken this up. This is what this animal looks like. So kind of like the Onyx. This is the Lori version of that. So Lori, pastel, black pastel, het albino. So that would be a black pewter Lori het for albino. Could you imagine this girl in an albino version? Man, it could be so cool. So this again is going to be an allelic. It's going to act like a super. So it should get all black pastel or Loris when breeding her to no matter what. So even if it's a normal, everything will either be a Lori combo or a black pastel combo. Not both, but one or the other. And then of course, like I said, she's het for albino. So in a couple years, we get her up to size. We'll pair her to an amazing albino that we have. And that might be our albino clown. Maybe it'll be our albino tri-stripe. Who knows? Alright guys, that's it. Lori combo. 8-ball complex. Lots to learn still about this gene. A lot more to go on the table. We're going to keep producing things. We're going to keep working this. I will be honest, I don't think it's going to do anything with genetic stripe. I'm hoping the genetic stripe doesn't wipe the pattern out completely, but I'm pretty confident it will. But we worked genetic stripe really hard, and it's something I wanted to do, so we did. We pushed it, we did it. I'm going to eventually put it into a bunch of recessives. I'd love to see it in Desert Ghost. Can't wait to see an albino. And albino, we don't work, you know, lavender or caramel. We do have one Candino, but I don't think it'll ever go into the candy side of it. But we definitely work the albino project, so we're going to try to get that in albino. I want to get an Xanthic, and I'd love to make a super form in the Xanthic. That way I can look and see what the difference as they grow, how much different an Xanthic super Lori compared to a regular super Lori looks. Because as you saw in the video, that super Lori, it's pretty Xanthic-y. I mean, it's almost silver and black. It's pretty cool. So I don't know if we can make that better or not, but it's something I'm going to aim towards in the future. But Desert Ghost be great. Clown. You know, the possibilities are endless. This is a pretty untapped gene. There are some people working with it, and if it's the same as Het Red Xanthic, there are even more people working with it. But regardless, it's amazing. If you're interested in anything, let me know. I think I have a couple combos left. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll take a look and see. I don't know if I have anything available. Usually it sells pretty quick. We did have the Lori het albino. We had a second one of those that we sold. It sold instantly. And a pastel Lori het albino, which also sold pretty fast. So really they don't last long when I do have them, and we do make so few of them, usually a couple clutches a year. So definitely, if it's something you're interested in, let me know. I can put you on a wait list and let you know when they come out. But they, like I said, they do go pretty fast. So hopefully this is a good video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Again, I don't know everything about this gene. I'm still learning a lot about it, which is fun. It's great to be able to be, you know, on the forefront of this as well, trying to learn some things and see some combos and make some of those combos that people haven't made yet. But really just trying to bring a light to the combo or to the gene itself, and also to shed a little bit of light on, you know, what's a Lilac, what does Super look like, and what we can do with it to maybe try and keep that pattern but change the color. So thanks guys, appreciate your time. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you're going to see all our upcoming videos. Check out the links down below. Any questions anytime, email, Facebook, Instagram, comment on a video. I always answer. And till next time guys, we'll see you then. Take care and have a good one.